All right.
Hey guys, welcome to the White Knuckle Nation Off-Road Podcast. The hosts are who's here, guys? Who's hosting?
Uh, Celia, we
Can you
got
hear
Dustin.
me?
Say hi, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
We got Stacy and me, Thomas.
Thomas.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have little faces just showing up. There we go. That's better.
Yeah. So we were all in a really cool place this last weekend. We went to the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge / Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we had a really great time. What was some of your favorite things, guys?
Stacy?
What was not my favorite thing is sleeping.
That is something we did not do. We did
did
very
not
very
sleep.
little sleeping. We hardly slept at all.
So little
But-
sleeping.
That was
But why?
that was Sylvia and
It was
Stacy's
Sylvia's fault.
Scheduling
for
problems.
scheduling too many events.
100%.
I know. Trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah, well,
And we have to do all the things. All the
all
things.
the things. All the things.
All the things. Yeah.
All the things
So what-
except sleep.
Tail of the Dragon was probably my favorite, though.
Yeah.
100%.
That was fun.
Yeah. So what was Tail of the Dragon?
Thomas.
Tell the drive. What is it? What was it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
For all
it's
our viewers who don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So it's US Highway 129. It's out in it splits between Tennessee and North Carolina. So it is a nice little stretch of 2-lane highway that has within 11 miles. It has 318 turns. It's really fun on motorcycles, and it was actually fun in a Jeep. Stacy disappeared. Oh, there she's back.
Yeah. I thought it was fun in a Jeep. It was a little sketchy being in a giant lifted Jeep with giant tires.
No, it was a lot of
So-
fun. I had those 40s
I
walling. They were going.
thought it was Scotty, and Dustin was like, "No, that was my tires chirping."
Yeah, that was yours. That was more like yours.
I'm like, nah.
Either that, or you were hearing mine all the way in the back.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe Jeep Stitch was going behind a electric car doing.
The Riviera. The Riviera was parking you in the turns.
How many people do we?
Stacy
end
was
up having?
disappearing like she is now.
Do you guys remember how many Jeeps did we end up having with us
It was
Sunday?
12.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, that was
We had
really
12
awesome.
coming.
Yeah, that was really
It
awesome.
was really good. They had a lot of fun from what we were told.
Yeah, I got a lot of
They
good
could have been
feedback
lying.
as well.
But-
Yeah, because they don't hurt our feelings. Because we'd cry. Please
No.
like us. Please like
Sylvia
us.
would be crying. Dustin would be like,
I'd be crying. I'd be like,
Whatever.
please, yeah. Dustin would be like, all right. So then we ended up going. The show usually starts about Thursday and goes through Saturday, and we went to the actual show at the LeConte Center on Thursday, and we got to see quite a few really awesome builds and meet some really amazing people. Dustin, what were some of the amazing builds that you remember? You don't have to like call out like exactly what it was, but what were some builds that you saw that you thinking about making our build or Thomas's build better?
I really like the roll cage in the Jeeps from Tom's 4x4. So
Yeah.
that was something that we looked at, priced out for your build.
What about you, Thomas? What was something that you saw someone else have that you think that you definitely need?
426, coilovers,
Yep.
All the
All the
all the
things.
things.
all of them.
Yeah.
All the things.
I agree.
42-inch sticky trips,
Yes.
like
No,
Luda
I
had
went-
on her Jeep.
Yeah. Luna's Jeep was nice. Holly's Jeep was really nice.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Anything
I like
to make it go faster, stretch
Yeah.
more.
to do more.
Both of y'all.
Yeah, right.
Flex.
Yeah, we gotta get all the
Yeah.
flex. What do you mean?
Yeah. Speaking of flex, we were at the Metal Cloak booth, which Dustin's wearing one of their shirts right now. Yeah.
Three
Well,
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
a couple
Sylvia
times.
did it 3 times. I only did it
No,
twice.
I only did it
No,
twice.
she only
I
did
was-
it twice, but she was
I
there
only
3
did
times.
I was there 3 times. I was supporting you the middle day. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
the
didn't get it the
middle
first
day.
day.
Because I didn't make it the first day.
Because we didn't make it the first day. Because we're ding dongs, and because we have too much stuff scheduled, we were not paying attention to time and forgot that they closed down a little early.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the event shut down at the convention center at 5, but Metal closed down their shop at 4.
yeah, so they have to stop taking
I'm
people.
taking people at
3:30.
3:30.
Yeah, and I think I got there at like 3:29, and we didn't know. So then Thomas was like
Yeah, I
three
missed it by
behind
like
us.
3 minutes, 4
Yeah,
minutes.
it stunk, but I mean I understand, and it would have been different if it was the very last day. We would have probably begged, please let him go. So tell us how you did on the Metal Cloak. Well, first off, tell us what Metal Cloak was doing there.
They had their CTI trailer, which basically helps measure the amount of flex that your Jeep has, and it's not like any vehicle can get on it. It's not like a regular regular RTI ramp where it's just one-sided, where this here does opposite left and right or right to left.
Why do we care about that?
Why do we care?
Why do we care about that?
Why do we care about that? So we care about that because that means that we can climb over 8-foot boulders and still have all 4 tires touching the ground in some way, shape.
Makes it a little safer. Yep.
8-foot rock, right, Dustin?
Correct.
Yes.
So how did
It's
you
also
do
a
on the
useful
CTI
tool
ramp?
to figure out if you have your vehicle set up right, like the correct amount of shock travel, bump stops, things like that. Make sure nothing's rubbing, binding. Do it in a safe environment rather than taking it out on the trail and trying
Pushing
it
it
out
till
for
you
the
dump
first
it?
time. Yeah, pretty much.
Flipping it to one side.
Yeah.
What do you mean flipping it to one side?
That happened also.
That happened also to a couple of people.
It's fine. We're not there yet. So
Stories to
how
come.
did
We'll get to that later.
yes.
Yeah.
So how did Carbon and Goldilocks fare on the CTI ramp?
So for Carbon, the first day I scored a 900 flat. So basically it was 21 and a half inches on the front, 21 and a half inches on the rear from the stretch point. Then the next day that we went on Saturday, I did make some minor tweaks and adjustments, raised because I needed to raise my sway bar end links on the front because they were, so sway bar was like this. The end link was pretty much like, well,
Here, get in the camera.
there we go. It was like that.
Yeah.
So you don't want it to do that. You want it to stay even somewhere around in here, because the higher it goes, the more when you come down, you don't want it to do that. That's bad. So mine was getting close to that. So I had to we raised it about 2 to 3 inches ish, roughly.
Yeah.
Give or take. About 2.5 inches.
I can't remember exactly, but somewhere in there.
Before we left,
'cause
I'd already raised
Like
it
another 2 inches, right?
I'd already raised it an inch before we left. So I had to do at least another roughly 2 inches. But then when we went back, I was going to remove my fenders and probably remove a bump just to see, but we didn't have time. So, but either way, I still got a lot more. The front stayed the same. The rear ended up changing from 21 and a half to 24 and a half. So that bumped my score to a 920. Yeah, I believe it was a 920.
Yeah.
But
Which is
basically,
very,
more or less,
very good.
yeah, it's extremely good. I mean, we're
It's
shooting for
extremely
the
good. We're
1,000
pushing.
mark, but
Yeah.
which
We're-
means
we're
that basically
pushing.
everything's 100% from the wheelbase to the travel, and everything is equaled out. And that's basically 1,000 is the pinnacle to reach. Anything over 1,000 is overkill. Not really over. No, it's not. Overkill.
Yeah,
no,
it's
just
overkill.
excess. It's just extra. That's it. It's just.
Which I'm so extra. I love extra. I love extra.
Listen,
Justin's like,
Yes,
like
no,
that
no,
extra
no, no.
costs money. Extra costs money.
Yes, extra does cost a lot of money. But no, anything realistically over 600-700 is really good.
He's great.
It's
Yeah,
really
I had great flex last year at the 680. Was it 680 or 6?
So your first time was a 680 because I beat you because I got a 730.
Yeah.
The reason though is
you were binding up
her rear end was bound up
bad.
bad.
My booty butt. It's not working.
Dustin had her rear bounded up.
Pretty
I
bad.
I don't think you can say that on whatever.
How many
podcast
minutes are we
Well,
in?
Dustin, you're the builder. Mark it.
Your fault.
Dustin, you're the one that built it. You're the one that put on the lift. Well, with my help, but you were the main.
I was gonna say you were there too.
I was there.
Y'all bounded up her rear.
And
pretty bad.
Eric, you know what? Eric.
So between the two of us, we
Let's
bound her
blame
rear
Eric.
up pretty good.
We can blame Eric since he's not here. It was his
That's
fault.
true. It's
Oh yeah,
Eric's
it was
fault.
Eric's fault. Eric's
I
fault.
think he's the one that put that in.
Yeah, he definitely did the rear.
No, but it was due to the fact. Well, Dustin, you can explain the reason.
Yeah, basically because Sylvia wants to have stupid, long, tall springs that she doesn't need, and she had the mid arm in the back, and there just wasn't enough. The angle was all messed up, so whenever it compressed, then it was binding before it could compress anymore. Although if she would have had like a 2 or 3 inch smaller spring, then it probably wouldn't have been a problem.
We ain't doing that.
No.
And it's fixed
Right.
now. And
Instead, we had to switch to a long
It's
arm
fixed.
in the back.
it's the best. It's fine.
It's all fixed now.
So Dustin,
So,
yeah, tell him how Goldilocks did this time and what is still holding her up.
Well, you got a 960?
960.
960 this time. Yep. And so your rear drive shaft is hitting on your e-torque battery. So we have to order a new drive shaft for the back. And
We don't technically have to because my Jeep is very capable, but the person
Yeah, you have to.
yeah, but
It's not 1,000. She
Yeah.
has to.
yeah, but because I'm insane, we
We're
have to.
shooting. We've gone over the 1,000 mark. Shooting
Yeah,
for the
now
1,000.
that I know
We're
there's
for
a-
1160 now.
I was gonna say now that I know there's a JL with 1160, I need 1170, so make it happen.
So there is 1160, but that being said, his 1160 is not really
It's not
usable.
functionable.
It's not functionable. Like you can make it do 1160 or 1500, but problem with that is like if your shocks are bottoming out and your springs are falling out in the front and your drive shaft's binding, then none of that's going to be usable on the trail. So
It does.
It
and
would
then
be
also
really bad.
your front sway bar links were short as well, just like Thomas's were on carbon, but we
I don't have adjustable.
yeah, you didn't have adjustable, so we had to order some longer ones
Yeah, hers was
and then
too.
For Metal Cloak, yeah.
from Metal Cloak. Yeah,
Yeah. Always talk to Will. Will's the best. He'll take great care of you.
Yeah, it will.
agreed.
Always, always.
But yeah, my limiting factor basically is my shock travel.
I've been trying to tell him to get longer shocks.
I need
I've been
one.
saying it for how long?
Just
I told him he could use my shocks. Take my shocks and get on a damn ramp and
Just
show
switch 'em
us.
out real quick.
Yeah,
Take
I told
5.
you that was whenever you didn't have 40s. I told you, bro, you take two. You take my left one and my rear right one, and we'll both just go looking all stupid. But it'll work. It'll be
Like
fine.
when we went to PA with your
Like
little
when we went
tires
to
on the
PA.
trailer.
My Hot Wheel car.
Your Hot Wheel.
Oh
100%.
goodness.
But after y'all did the CTI trailer, we headed off the next morning to where did we go? Where we go, Thomas?
Pancake breakfast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
No, that was a different day. I
What?
can't see. I don't know if you
No,
can see.
That's not
Look,
where we went.
Can
Oh,
you see? Oh, there I am. Oh,
There we go.
is that
Oh,
100%.
it wasn't the pancake. Well, we did do a pancake breakfast.
that was on
That was-
Friday. Tail of
That
the
was
Dragon.
great.
yeah, but we did do the CTI on Friday, so that's why.
Well,
Got
no,
it.
that was Thomas, not both of us.
No,
No, we did it
I
on
did it-
Thursday.
I
You
did
did it on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
He
I
did
did it on
Friday.
Thursday.
I did it on Friday
We
after we
both
got
did
back.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, we both
Literally,
did Saturday.
literally hauled butt from North Carolina for an hour and a half to try and make it within 20 minutes of them closing so that I could do my first run
Mhm.
Yeah,
and then figure out what the issues were.
because we have to do
And then
too. We have
Saturday-
to. We have
Saturday
to see
morning,
if there's anything
we
to
did the
fix.
second
Yeah.
run.
I mean, technically, we didn't have to do two. Like one would have been fine.
Obviously,
But
they had to.
since Thomas actually did make adjustments on his, then it made sense for him to go again.
Yeah.
However, for us, we did 0 to it, so going again was
And scored lower.
It was hotter. It was hotter.
No,
it was
no,
hotter.
I know.
More
but
tire,
but also
air
I
pressure.
think it's where I was actually on the ramp. No, for real. Because that makes it to where if I'm up higher, then I can't go like when I'm more on the edge of it and my tires are off. There's a thing.
No,
It's kind of like
messing with her.
Yeah.
She's good.
I don't know who was doing a little rampy thing. It wasn't Corey. Corey would have never done that to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't Corey.
And they laughed when they scored you. Let me just.
Oh, absolutely. I know. They're like, "What are you doing back here?" I'm like, "Let me get on the ramp again."
Because Carbon's
I
on there.
live here. Yeah, because when Carbon's here, I'm here. We just messed it up the last 2 days.
That's it. That's it.
Package
when
deal.
There's one of us, you're gonna find the other one shortly
you're gonna
behind,
find one of it,
or
somewhere.
ahead.
Yeah, somewhere. We're around somewhere.
For sure.
All right. So, like Stacey was trying to say, the next day we ended up going to Windrock, and we did this really cool wheeling trip that was sponsored by Warren, the winch company. Yeah. So I don't even know how many people went, but there was a ton. And we were so lucky that we
first, when we were discussing Windrock, we've discussed Windrock months ago that we were going to do it prior to coming through.
Yeah.
Going to Jeep Invasion on our way back.
We were just going to do it on our own.
And so after a lot of discussion at Windrock, Trail 16, even though it's a badge trail for the Jeep of Honor badges, it is not necessarily the difficulty level for the trail is really not that bad, but it's so rutted out that more than likely, especially gladiators, it's like a 97% chance you're going to come out of there with some kind of damage on the body. And so we decided this would be our first. This is our first time going to Windrock. We decided
we're not doing it.
You know what? We're not going to do 16. We're just going to hit everything else.
Yeah. I pouted.
If the other
just
two
have
bad
some
trails.
fun and just go through it.
I pouted. Dustin convinced me.
That's not what happened.
No, that's not
what happened.
It's not what happened. So
our plans always go out the window.
So while we were at Invasion, we actually talked to Off-Road and Chill, Luna and Marlon. And they were saying, we had already heard that Warren was going to be hosting an event there. And they said, y'all have got to do it. Y'all have got to sign up and y'all have got to do the Warren trip. So we're like, all right, cool. The next day we signed up for it. Well, fast forward to us pulling into the gate, standing in line to go through tech. Then they pull up a list of trails that you can sign up for or go into. Because it was free.
Who's hosting the trails?
Yeah, who's hosting the trails?
And who was hosting the trails?
And which trail?
Well, Carbon, me and Stacy were the first ones up there. And we called Sylvia. She was all the way in the back because there was 4 of us. Let's see. It was
5.
5 of us. 5. So it was us.
Might as well have been 4. 5.
And then Scotty.
David.
And
Mike.
And Lynn. And then Malin was riding with David. And then
Michael. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Michael. So there was 5 of us. Well, Sylvia was all the way in the back. I was in the front. That's the way we were going to go through how we were going to set everything up. Well, we call Sylvia up, look at the list, and guess who's on Trail 16? Sylvia?
It was Marvin from Flex Rocks and Rollover, who's my favorite.
So guess which one we decided to do?
16. And I said, I feel like body damage is worth wheeling with him. I don't even care.
Well, hence the name.
Yeah, and Dustin,
we had a rollover.
Who does not, he's like, nothing is worth body damage. He agreed. He's like, oh, hell yeah. It's definitely worth some body damage if we get a wheel with Marvin.
So Trail 16 was in row 9 out of the 13 or 14. Over 13 different lanes of different trails to go through. Well, so we end up in that lane. Well, there's 3 gladiators in that line. I was the 3rd gladiator. There was already 2 in front, and they were just so happened to both of them be in front of me. Well, the one in the middle, Shelby, he did Trail 16 the day before. Well, he ended up with some damage on the rear end on the right side, and his driver door or the passenger front door was caved in. The door handle was caved in. He literally told me, you will get body damage. There's no way around it. Go look at mine. You're going to have it. And I was like, I think we just made a mistake.
No mistakes. No mistakes. It's worth it.
Like, it can't be any worse than PA. We already part of our roof. So,
and that was just with us. That wasn't even with someone super cool. Yeah. That
was a very interesting 3 days of wheeling.
So back to, we're in line. We're like, nothing a sticker can't cover up. We'll figure it out on the trail.
Yeah. We'll cry about it tomorrow.
Yeah. So,
but also, guess who made it through the trail with no body damage?
That guy. Yeah. I only had a little bit.
Both of our.
That was my fault.
There we go.
2 of the 3 gladiators.
Well, the one that was in front of Shelby,
the silver one,
Casey and Brian.
Brian,
great couple. We had a lot of fun with them. But they made it through no problem.
No body damage.
No body damage at all. They did. It wasn't a bypass, but it was the main road. We just decided to hit one of the buggy sides on Trail 16 where it forked. They decided that they didn't want to try it, so they went up the actual trail side of the hill, which was no
It's not easy.
Well, let's go back. The 2 gladiators out of the 3 got no damage, and Shelby got some more damage.
Oh yeah, Shelby did.
He's redoing it. It's fine.
He's missing a driver mirror.
Let me. When I was going back through pictures and watching Shelby go up the trail, I think he purposely tries to get body damage, guys. Honestly,
maybe.
Well,
honestly.
Do it for the gram. Do it.
Well, he did tell me, because he did have a Motobilt Crusher rear bumper, and it's not painted, so it's fully rusted out. That's the look he's going for. So he's going with a Bob bed. He's going with the Motobilt.
I wouldn't say Bob bed too.
Yeah, not in front of Stacy.
Loud around Stacy. That'll get you hit.
Somebody else can do a Bob bed. Thomas is not doing a Bob bed.
We're gonna start taking.
I will Bob other things. He is not doing a Bob bed.
Whoa!
All right,
run, Thomas, run!
All right, Lorena.
Not bobbing the bed on the Gladiator. Not doing it.
Well, his idea and plan is to just rust the whole thing out. He's not going to pay. Which would be pretty
even the Bob bed. That's aluminum.
Yep, that's what he said. He's going to bob the bed and he's going to let it rust out.
Let it all rust out.
If it's aluminum, maybe he can spray it to make it look.
It's metal. No, they have two different ones. They have an aluminum bed and a steel bed.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Trust me, I've looked.
So before we run out of time, what was some of the crazy things that happened?
We have 9
we're calling it the it was wheeling with Warren, but it was really mini flex rocks and rollovers. So it was absolutely.
So just minutes before we left for the trail, somebody that we had brought with us that wanted to wheel with us.
He had a slight little.
He let us know that
Mike,
he had never wheeled before, so it was interesting when
I thought he was joking. He was joking.
Yeah,
I kind of did too, but
we like, dude,
I've never went on a trail before. I was like, oh yeah, I bet. And then he's like, no, really, this is my first time ever taking this out.
Like,
pictures to come, but yeah, he rolled it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He decided to
on the first trail.
He flexed it all right.
To give him props, though, his little Jeep, he built out. Literally,
he's a fabricator.
He built the roll bars, the armor around the whole thing.
He was safe. And he did not get hurt.
2 damages that he had. He only had two things of damage. One, his driver mirror was kind of folded in a little bit and kind of bent, which is no big deal. And he lost all of his ducks in the road.
He lost that.
Yeah,
that was the second. He lost all of his ducks. He lost all of them.
Go to Flex Rocks and Rollers and you'll see all of his ducks. Yeah. No ducks in a row. No.
So funny. But you know what? He could have completely panicked after that and just froze up. But we made fun of him the whole damn day. We're gonna make fun of him for a while. Yes. But he got back in it, and then he was really receptive. Yes, and he was really, really receptive to us kind of telling him
instruction.
Instruction. Because I think a lot of people, you go out and feel like you have something to prove, and you think like, oh, I'm just going to do it this way. It's easy. And that right there goes to show that very quickly you can turn on your side over just a silly little mistake. He just went a little too high on a hill. That's all it was. A little too high. He wasn't being crazy. He just got a little too high.
That wasn't technically like a full roll. He just sort of flopped over.
Flopped.
He just flopped over on his driver's side, but
but we still had to recover.
But that being said, I mean, we flipped him over and he wheeled for another 7 hours that day, and then he drove it another 4 hours, 3.5 hours back to the house. So.
So no, he did great
after all that all day.
And he was having some mechanical problems too. So
that transfer case issues. He couldn't get it into 4 low.
But then but just to show that trail is rough, is we actually had a group following behind us that was not part of the Warren, Wheeling with Warren, and they had a call over the radio that they had a lady roll hers, and hers was definitely a little worse. She had flopped from a lot higher, and there was 2 occupants, and it took a little bit longer. That was a longer recovery. They had some like leaking and stuff, but our group ran back and helped them, got them flipped up, made sure they were all safe, and then we moved on with our day.
And then we had another slight little issue when on the
buggy trail
main part that we were the buggy side, I would call it. Zach broke his drive shaft.
Zach from Jeep and around. Jeep and it's J33PNRUND.
Yep.
So follow him. He's cool.
Follow him. Yeah, he's a great guy.
He is so nice.
A lot of fun talking and hanging out with him too.
Yeah.
But he 2 weeks prior on the same hill, same trail, broke an axle.
Mm-hmm.
Then fast forward 2 weeks, he breaks his drive shaft. So more than likely he had stress on his drive shaft from when he broke his axle. And I
actually watched the video of him where he done that same thing, and he just crawled right up it like the week
before. He said that. He said that. He figured we'd have no problem. I was definitely a little sad because after he broke, and Marvin and Zach both knew that and Thomas always knows that I want to do all the stupid stuff. They really knew I wanted to go. So when Marvin, after Zach broke and Marvin had to come down and be like, I need you to pull Mike up that hill because he can't make it. And if you want to come back, you can and do this, but I really need you not to, because if you were to break, then we have no way of getting you all out, because Thomas ended up having to pull Zach. There would have been nobody to pull me and the other 2 people it would have been a disaster. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to be the jerk because I really, really, really want to at least get my wheels on it, but I'm not going to be the person that makes us get stuck out here and sleep out here tonight because I'm being selfish.
Yep.
But next time we go, I'm going first.
Well,
first.
Yeah, and next time we're going to do at least more than one time because they only let me do it once. They only let me try once.
You were on.
We were running out. I mean, it's been a long day at that point with all the rollovers and whatnot. It was getting late
because we didn't even get an actual lunch break.
No.
Because our lunch break was doing the recovery on
the
other
rollover. Yeah.
So, but I think it was still a really successful, fun day for sure.
It was definitely fun. Just next year, not so many events.
Yeah.
But
we say that,
Sylvia.
We say that now, but we're gonna freaking do.
The events. 3 hours of sleep and
because we're gonna do it. We're gonna
one event. That's all you guys get. One.
We'll be at Quaker State every night. If you want to see us, that's where we'll be. That's it. If we're not there, then you'll find us on the strip.
Yep.
But just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just planning it now.
But the plan though is to go down earlier instead of because the first year we did it, we went down on Thursday. And then we backed it up the last 2 years. We did it on Wednesday. Now we're backing it to at least Sunday or Monday, just so that we can get all the additional stuff out, like going to the strip mall and various other, doing some other stuff to relax and get prepared for the actual invasion when everybody really shows up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, it looks like we have about 3 minutes left. Is there anything else that you guys want to hit on our first get together podcast?
What's the next?
If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel or the Facebook group, make sure and do that.
Yep.
Like and subscribe.
All the socials.
On all the stuff.
All the socials.
So what's our next plan? What's our next event that we're gonna do? Do we know? Or do we don't know?
I don't know that we have anything.
I don't think we know.
Nothing on the books.
I haven't planned nothing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything. I know there's a lot of stuff going on like this weekend. There's a lot of stuff getting ready to go on.
No, October first week, Saturday in October, we have
September 14th is the Chevyville's Jeep Invasion.
Yeah, the Jeep Invasion. So mainly, I think we have a lot of shows coming up. We just need to get some rides scheduled in there.
Yep, and then oh shoot, what's that?
It's the Sprouts.
Oh yeah, the Sprouts.
Yeah.
Our flex rent there.
Yep, doing that for the kids. For the kids.
September or October 5th. October 5th,
yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep, October 5th. Saturday, October 5th.
If check out our socials, we'll have all that.
We're going to be setting up and doing. And then
we have Jeepin' and Creepin' coming up for Louisville Voodoo.
For Louisville Voodoo.
That's another big one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But if you're not a member there, go to the
hop
Facebook
on over
page and become a member.
Hop on over there. Yeah, not just Kentucky. They're nationwide.
Yep.
So yeah. And then I know we definitely want to talk about Pennsylvania and some of our other fun rides that we have done recently and things that we want to do. But we wanted to hop on here today and introduce ourselves and kind of say what we just got done. So
awesome.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
See
we'll see y'all next time.
White Knuckle. Let's do it.
Go.
Let's go.